Good morning, everyone. Hey, as the title states, I have a plethora of information today. What I did is I tried to go down all the comments and try to figure out, what questions need to be answered. If I missed your question, I strongly apologize, but we're going to try to cover a bunch of stuff today. First and foremost, during my soapbox video, I had someone state that yes, I should have stuck to snakes for the video. Um, have a great day. Anyway, we're going to talk about several topics today. We're going to start off with the inevitable, uh, what I think is very important. These are in no means listed in order of importance, but this is a scenario that I've just recently dealt with, and I think it's a good one to revisit. And we're going to be bouncing back and forth on these topics, so just take notes. There's a test afterwards. So number 2 Ticonderoga pencil and a spiral 8.5 by 11 pad. Just joking, no test. All right, first thing, hook training. Most of us have retics. Most of us know that our retics have an incredible feeding response. Most of us do understand that we do have some snakes that we don't need a hook. We can pretty much slide or open the door, and we pretty much know we can reach in there and grab them. But it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. The snake might be hungry one day, or you might have startled it, and the chances of getting bit are a little bit higher if you don't practice hook training. Take this dude, for instance. I've got to clean his pen out because he shed yesterday. So we're going to be discussing all this. Let me go ahead and put his light on too. And you can see my big girl. Okay, hook training is very important. I don't care if you have a snake, and look, by all means, I do it too. I've got one snake, all I know, I open the door, she comes out, she'll get on my shoulder, no problem. But I do understand that there might come a time where it isn't going to always be that smooth. This guy right here, 13-foot platinum male, retired breeder. And I'm going to get some shit on this, but right above my proven female. Let this be a testimony, okay? And it may not go as planned. That's why I'm videoing. By God, if something bad happens, I want it on video. We're going to slide his door open. The importance of hook training, I can't stress enough. It just gives that little added peace of mind. Hello, big boy. We're just going to rub him on his back. We're going to rub him on his head. Let him know, hey, you're not getting fed. Now, if y'all haven't noticed, I don't know if you can see him or not. He was in strike mode. He was in curiosity mode. His tongue was going. I rubbed him on his back, and then when I rubbed him right behind his head, he immediately sat down. All right? This is the importance of it. And now let me explain to you why I feel this is so important. Last weekend, I sold 2 of my snakes. I sold a baby, and I sold my Motley Tiger, Morpheus. Most of you might know him. I explained to them the importance of hook training. 2 separate people here at the same time got 2 different snakes. One of which had a hook at home, the other did not. I get a notification last night that one of them has already bit the person twice. Not knowing why, this snake has never even threatened to bite me, never showed any kind of aggression whatsoever or defensive posture. I asked, are they doing the hook? Well, I am. I haven't had any problems. She doesn't have a hook yet, but she's going to get one. The importance of hook training. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, again, I'm going to rub him on his back, let him know you're not getting fed, you're going to show a little bit. It's also a directional. If he turns his head, take the hook and just kind of move his head off to the other side. Now, we're going to take him, throw away the hook, and voila. We have a snake that is going to conform to what I want him to do. Imagine doing things the right way. Never could understand why that worked all the time. Okay, now, that just shows you how easy. Now, I will say, him being right above my female. Now, and this is where I know I'll catch some flack for it. Sometimes you just can't, I don't have the large enough facility yet to make sure everybody is separated and, you know, all the males away from the females. But to be honest, with the way that I do things, it's not necessary. I'm assuming she has recently come off of food. She has refused 2 weeks in a row. So I have got with other breeders and asked if it was possible that she would be going into season this late into because usually October up to February. Here we are in April and she has now come off of food. So I wasn't sure. I've had several breeders say, oh yeah, especially if she had a clutch last season, which she did. She was bred in November. She had eggs in February. And so yes, it is possible, and we're going to take the necessary steps for that. Now, with that said, where was I going with that? Oh, there is a 13-foot male breeder right above a female who could possibly be in season. As long as I hook trained and did my hook process, he wasn't a problem to get out. Had I just reached in there, our video would have been a lot different at this point, which most of you, I'm not going to say most, I'm going to say some, have stated in the past that, that might make for a better video. Sorry, not going to let it happen. Okay, next topic. Let me just state, SOG plastics enclosure, super easy to get the glass out, unlike some others that I'm pretty sure you know who I'm talking about. By the way, if anybody knows, I had a question the other day if TGR was going out of business. I have not heard anything about that. I don't know if that is factual or what the deal is with that. So if anybody knows about that, hey, let me know. Anyway, getting back to electrical. I had someone ask, BJ Frulo. Thanks for watching, BJ. He asked me about the electrical and what I do to, with this many enclosures to minimize the chance of having a fire. Okay, now I am going to state the facts from Bob Pound from Pro Products Radiant Heat Panels, who told me, which is what I primarily use, that I would have to have 20 heat panels on one outlet in order for it to trip the circuit. Okay, 20 on one outlet. We all know the horrors when you have a lot of enclosures. You have a chaotic look of wires all going into a surge protector, and then the surge protector getting plugged into something else and then plugged into the wall, whatever. It looks horrifying. However, once I asked Bob about this, 20 65 amp or 65 watt radiant heat panels on one outlet, which is two plugins, would actually trip the circuit. I'm not an electrician, so I don't know. But let me tell you what I did personally. Yes, I have got a total of, right now, I'm down to, I think, 20 radiant heat panels. But what I did is I hired an electrician to come in. And if you can see those right there going up, over, coming back down, that is what I did all of my LED lights to. And if you come here to this little switch right here, which, let's go ahead and show you, operates all of the lights. Okay, now, the only reason I did that was to get a little bit of stress or wattage. Let me check the picture. Off of the outlets with all of the radiant heat panels. So it was more or less a peace of mind thing. Now, that little job right there, of course, it's going to be different where you are, what your electricians charge. But that cost me $174 to have an electrician come in, run a new panel or a new circuit breaker to the box, put in a switch, and run all of the plug-ins, 4 different plug-ins for my LED lights. It is super handy to come down when I'm checking the snakes. I turn the corner, boom, all the lights are on. I love it. Just don't make the mistake of plugging in a radiant heat panel to the same circuit, or else you're going to have some snakes sitting there doing this right here, having hydraulic jerks. So you don't want that. Okay, so keeping all the lights on anew, and I'm certain that adding different plug-ins would help ease the. You would pretty much have to run from the box and put in new circuits all the way through. It's really, here, it's not really that expensive. I was pretty pleased with the $170 something to run all that, and it's a lifesaver. You're not going around and flipping all these switches and everything. So that's my solution to that. Next topic. Drop down doors as opposed to sliding doors. Which do I prefer? Personally, I love the drop down door. I love having 2 of them, which is essential. I would not do 1. But if I were going to build, and I'm going to, any more enclosures, would definitely do the drop down door. Drops all the way down, out of the way. There are some pros, there are some cons. During feeding, the sliding doors, if the snake's over here, you can slide this however far you need to put the hemostats in to hold the prey for them. Excuse me. These 2 here are my hardest hitters. And dead or not, frozen thawed, I don't do live, but they hit really hard just because of their size. I feed them pretty much the same way. I got my 24-inch hemostats that I got from Amazon.com. I think they were $20. And I basically reach in. Now, on the drop-down doors or even the sliding doors, I always choose the opposite side that the snake is on to kind of let you get in there and reach to them. Big mistake not to do. You got a snake right here, you slide that glass door open, and you do this right here. If your arm is in there, if he misses that rat, or she has a good chance to get your arm. So, make sure you take it and keep your flesh outside of the enclosure. Hello, big girl. Hello, pretty. So she's the same way. If she's over here, I'm going to drop this door down. I like the drop down doors much better. Like I said, if I build any more, they will have drop down doors for the simple fact that no track. It's just easier to install. The doors take a little bit more time, but I just like it better. I think it's a much better system. Just my preference. You may like something different. Go with whatever works for you. Okay. Next topic. And I'm cheating, by the way. I've got a thing up here. Cleaning solution. I had somebody ask me what I use to clean my enclosures with. As you all know, we take everything out. I've got a spray bottle. Basically, all it is Dawn dishwashing detergent. It is non-toxic. It is safe for animals. Put a little bit, probably about 4 or 5 drops of that in this size of bottle, and shake it up. You fill the rest with water, of course, and then just spray it down and wipe it off. Now, that was a pretty easy one to go through. I had several people ask me about the AP enclosures, Animal Plastics. Guys, Animal Plastics builds a great enclosure. SOG Plastics, great enclosure. Boa File, great enclosure. Showcase, great enclosure. Freaking ridiculous on price. This job right here, I don't know if you can see it or not. Let me see. This is a Showcase enclosure. All right. It's all one piece. It's molded plastic. Yes, they are awesome enclosures. They are super durable. They are, you can get several different colors from sand to khaki to green to, they're beautiful enclosures. This enclosure right here to my door is $1,000 for this is a 5 foot by 2 foot by 2 foot. Okay, $1,000. Guys, it makes me cringe. If I had an endless amount of money, sure, I'd go with that. One thing I don't like about them, they are designed with two light hoods. So your only option is, as far as heat panels, is in the middle. Does not give you the side preference for hot and cool. Don't like that aspect of it. So what I did on this one, I'm not going to show you. Let me turn the camera here a little bit. As you can see, there is a cover there. All right. No, my snake is not being held in by a piece of cardboard. That is just to close up the holes that I made. But anyway, let's see if you can see this. There is your hood well, or your light well. So what I did is I took a grinder and I just cut that section completely out. And then I took the pieces that I had off of that and riveted them to the inside to where it closed up that big opening on the light hood or the light well. So the cardboard is just filling in those little gaps so that heat isn't released. Then I was able to put my heat panel on one side and have a hot and a cool side. Did I feel good about hacking up a $1,000 enclosure? No. It was very hard. I always wondered what an aneurysm felt like. I'm almost certain I may have had one during that whole process. So, I didn't feel good about it, but I had to do what I needed to do in order to have a hot, cool side. Okay, back to our next topic. Oh, no, we got to finish up the AP enclosures. I've had several people ask me what the delivery time on was. I had one guy post, I think it was 2 days ago. I wish I could remember their name. It took him 5.5 months for a T8, which is your 4x2x1. 5.5 months. That, to me, I know they're getting a lot of orders. I know that PVC is limited and they're waiting on certain shipments of it, or whatever the case. 5.5 months, I'm not going to order Animal Plastics. Great enclosures, don't get me wrong. SOG, as you all know, he did sponsor one of my videos with an enclosure. Brad Jarman, he's a terrific guy. I've had some people state that his prices have gone up. Guys, if any of y'all have been in business for yourselves, it's tough. It really is. It's hard to establish a certain price not knowing what your materials are going to be a year from now. So there are cases where sometimes a PVC order is more expensive than you, well, as a company, especially one just starting out, we can't eat those prices. I've been in pest control business for 26 years. There are times where I have to eat the difference chemical goes up every single year. I can't raise the prices of my services every year. People are going to get sick of that, and they're going to go with somebody else. All right, no different from enclosures. This guy is trying to establish himself. He doesn't have the availability like most do, so there may be some times for adjusting. Maybe there's something different that he's doing that's going to create a much better enclosure and have a little bit of a cost difference. I think the difference, somebody said I think they're at $185 for a 4x2x1. Still reasonable. I mean, look at Bowfile, look at Reptile Basics, they're $300. So they're still, I think TGR was at $240. Okay, so yeah, he's still reasonable. Is he as cheap as Animal Plastics? No, he's not. Do you wait for 5.5 months to get an enclosure? No, you are not. So weigh out your options. If you don't mind waiting 5.5 months, Animal Plastics. I mean, they're great enclosures. These are just as great. It might take 2 to 4 weeks. I don't know what his delivery time is now. Brad, if you check it out, feel free to comment below and let me know what your delivery time is now. Anyway, all right, next topic, cage locks. Creature Feature 1313 commented, where do I get my locks for my enclosures? You saw me take this little job off right here. These are fantastic little locks, and thanks to that bonehead in the showcase enclosure, every one of my enclosures received one with the exception of the drop-down doors. Give you a closer look at them. That is the lock right there, and works very well. As stated in another video, you can order 50 of those things, and one set of keys will operate every single one of them. So that is the locks. Now, last and final topic. This one crushes me, guys. Absolutely crushes me. Had a gentleman request a t-shirt. Wanted to buy one and have it shipped. Only problem is he's in the UK. As much as it pains me to deny someone from having one of my shirts, I checked on shipping to the UK. Guys, my t-shirts are 20 bucks. Shipping for a t-shirt to the UK takes approximately 5 to 8 weeks. Yeah, okay, I get that. You know, we can send money to China overnight, but we can't get a t-shirt there in less than 8 weeks. But the shipping cost was going to be $57. I myself would not be able to sleep at night knowing that someone had to pay $77 for a t-shirt. To the people that view me in the UK, I am so sorry. If you have someone coming from the States, I'll be glad to ship them and let them carry it to you once all this crap with COVID-19 ends. But guys, I really wouldn't feel good about having someone spend that kind of money on a t-shirt. I don't know. You know, most people would say, yeah, if you want to pay the shipping, and I'll get it to you. I just can't do it. I'm sorry. Anyway, that's pretty much going to cover all the features that I wanted to on there. Like I said, I hope it was indeed a plethora of information, and I hope you enjoy the video. If you have any questions or have any topics that you wish for me to cover in the future, drop it down in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching. And let's see. I will go ahead and pause this and then let you get another deal on the hook training when I put this dude back in. Stand by. All right, now we are ready, with the exception of me flashing my toilet to you guys. Okay, got it all cleaned out. Now, here's the tricky part. Look. Now, this guy has been known to make a very inquisitive appearance. He seems to be doing well now. Now, hook, I see you. Yes, your eyes are all dilated, blah, blah, blah. Just rubbed him on the back of the head. He immediately went back down. Now, throw away the hook, and I can grab him. There you go, my friend. Nice and clean for you to crap in about an hour. If y'all are wondering about the water bin, we did cover that in another video, and that is a concrete mixing tub. Works very well for the bigger snakes. However, a total pain in the ass to actually put it in water in it and transport it to the enclosure, putting it in. When the water sloshes, you're doing this right here, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. So, kind of a drawback. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, each and every one of you. I appreciate every one of you guys. Again, if you have any comments or suggestions, put it in the comment below. And to the guy that said, yeah, you should have stuck the snakes. Yeah, you're probably right. Have a great day. Again.